This is the biggest mistake that dungeon players make. It loses them millions of coins, significantly hurts their profits, and hurts other players as well. In this video, I'm going to cover some huge mistakes dungeon players make, the best items from an RNG meter, and some very simple ways that you can make millions of more coins. First off, let's start with the biggest mistake. If you want to make profit from dungeons, don't use Kismet feathers. Well, not always, but what does that mean? For this to make sense, we have to first understand expected outcome. Let's say there's a game where you have a 1 in 10 chance to win $1,000, and this game costs $100 to play. Since you have a 1 in 10 chance to win, a probability of 0.1, we can multiply that by the amount that you'll win, $1,000, and you get a value of $100, and then 0.9 times 0 is just 0. So this means that if you add up all of these probabilities and you play this game a bunch of times, you would on average win $100 per game. But since you spent $100 to play, you break even. Now, if we had a bunch more outcomes with different probabilities and profit outcomes, we can reapply this concept to the dungeon bedrock chest. Here, we have all of the valuable drops from bedrock chest in F7. We're also going to look at M5, M6, and M7, because these are all the floors that most people use Kismets on, and the floors with the best RNG drops. So this first column is coins per score given to me by my mods, but this isn't the actual profit per score, since the mods don't actually track the cost of the item and factor that into their calculations. We multiply this times the score required to get the value of the item. This lines up very closely with the AH values of these items as well. Then we have the cost to purchase these items from the dungeon chest, and we subtract this from the value on AH to get our profit. Then we take this profit and divide by the score over 300, which is just the number of runs it takes them to drop on average, which is essentially the probability of dropping these items. So we take the profit, multiply by the probability, and get the profit per run of each item in the bedrock chest. Then we add up all of the positive values to get the average value of the bedrock chest profits, which for F7 is 1.69 mil coins. So it's a good idea to use Kismets on F7, because the price is usually around 1.5 mil per Kismet, but sometimes during Paul, prices can go up to anywhere from 1.8 to 1.9 mil. Now there's a couple things to remember. The first is AH fees, which take about 3% of our profit away from us. But if you do have a high RNG meter, you increase your probability of dropping these items. But what should you set your RNG meter to? Well, the item with the highest profit per run will make you the most money for RNG meter. And for F7, this is a handle. Big shocker. Next, let's do M5. After running the same calculations as last time, we get an average value per bedrock chest of 436,000 coins, which is never good enough to use Kismets for. Don't use Kismets on M5, but do make sure that you have your RNG meter set to 3rd Master Star. Next up is M6. Here we see a value of about 543,000 coins per bedrock chest, but this is still not good enough for Kismets. Now for the RNG meter, Giant Sword and 4th Master Stars are very close. For players on regular profiles, I suggest a Giant Sword since it makes more money per run. But for Iron Man players, I suggest Master Stars since you need way more Master Stars than you need Giant Swords. Finally, M7. This has the most rare drops with the most profit, so for M7, it's actually always profit to use a Kismet feather, since you get an average of 2.3 mil coins per bedrock chest. But if you get decent profit, like a recom, maybe like a good combo of like a Wither Catalyst, like Soul Eater, or something else that makes money, just open the chest, take the profit, and don't risk gambling for a better drop. Now, the best item for M7 to have with the RNG meter is also a handle, and if you're an Iron Man, you might want to set it to like the scrolls that you need, or again, just the Master Stars since you're going to need a bunch of those. Next up, let's look at some easy ways to significantly make more money from dungeons. First one is Thunder in a Bottle. There are a bunch of miscellaneous ways to gain charge, but the main and easiest one for dungeons is Killing Storm in F7, which gives you 4k charge, or M7 for an additional 6k charge. This will make you an additional 136,000 coins per run in F7, or 204,000 coins in M7, for an additional 1 mil an hour for F7 and 1.5 mil an hour in M7, if you can get about sub-minute runs. Next up is leveling pets for combat XP. F6, F7, and Master Mode give tons of combat XP. The best pet to level is a G-Drag, but if you can't afford that, just about any other combat pet gives decent money, and they're all relatively the same, some fluctuating higher and lower, but it won't be nearly as much. G-Drag is also good since it's the best combat pet you'll be using anyways. For F7, make sure you kill these Withermances in Phase 1 and try to kill as many as you can in Phase 2. I usually average about like 100 or so, and it's easiest if you have a Terminator, but I was still able to do just fine with the Juju bow. And if you do want to get bouncy arrows, it's slightly better, but I don't really see that much of a difference between that and normal arrows. For the rest of the floors, you really only get combat XP if you're an archer, but you'll get so much in Master Mode. Floors like M4, M6, and M7 give a ton of combat XP. Playing M6 Archer, I get well over 1 mil combat XP an hour, which is at least 3 million coins an hour. Try to get good veteran equipment because this will help you get more combat XP. I see a lot of high kata players not doing this next one. Most of them just sell their armor to the trade menu, but you really should keep all of your armor in like a couple backpacks and then salvage it during downtime. Epic items give you 9k undead essence, and rare items either give you like 3k undead essence or 5k wither essence. These might not seem like huge numbers, but they add up. If you're clearing rooms like you're supposed to, you easily get like 50 to 100k in salvaging armor for essence each run. This could add up to 1 to 2 million coins per hour with a good party. Keep a backpack or two just for armor to make sure you're salvaging. It makes a ton of money. Next, let's cover some mistakes that you can fix pretty easily. First, clear before secrets. This is an obvious one. I mean, it's just clearing the dungeon rooms and doing puzzles is the fastest way to get score, especially if Paul is mayor. You don't need all the secrets in a dungeon in order to get an S+. So clear all the rooms you can until there are no more near you, or you finish your chain of rooms and then go get secrets. Another huge one is just not learning secret routes and room cheeses. If you learn secret routes and efficiency 10 strats, you'll save a ton of time over all of the runs that you'll be doing and all the dungeons you complete. The faster you learn this and the earlier you learn this, the more time that you'll save. This matters a whole lot with things like trap cheeses, bomb cheese, and stalking secrets and other ways that you can save time. This next one is one that I'm just really annoyed by. Don't nuke your tank. I'm saying this because I'm a tank, and I've died way too many times in clear because I'm soaking up other people's damage. Tanks don't wear their tank armor for clear. They wear a DPS set where they're super squishy and don't have a high EHP. Play clear super cautious as if you don't have a tank near you. If you see a room full of mobs, kill them with your turn before running in. Are you surrounded by fells? AOTV or Hyperion out of there. Shadow Assassins can be super scary in Master Mode, but here's an easy way to deal with them. Run up to the Shadow Assassin, ice spray it, and then walk backwards. This will stop the SA from moving, and even if it does hit you, it'll only hit you once from its leap ability, and then you can just kill it like normal. This next mistake is absolutely detrimental and will ruin everything if you don't do it. You need to hit that subscribe button to get more tips and useful videos. Also, feel free to check out this other dungeon video where I get my 1000th M6 completion run.